Alright, here's the deal. I want to start this video off by saying I absolutely hate this song. I really do. But it's my brother's birthday today as I'm recording this, so I figured I would honor him by talking about it because it's his favorite. This song is called Nowhere to Go. For context, before we get into this, I should mention this song was written early 2021. So there's a lot of political innuendos that are being made in this one, and I was a raging libertarian at the time, and I was really PO'd, as a lot of people were, with everything that was going on. So that in essence is what you're going to be hearing. That's the whole appeal of this track. And I don't even think this song was very poorly written. The reason I think it hasn't stood the test of time is simply because of how it sounds. I don't know what I was thinking in that last stride of producing this thing, but I can't stand to listen back to it anymore. So I just don't. Anyways, let's just get into the lyrics. By the time I know what the truth is, I will have already casted my vote. By the time I know what the use is, I will have already wasted it all. It's very interesting how you're blinded to certain information until it's already too late for you to do something about said information. It's almost like if you knew this before you did something, it would have kept you from doing it. Different faces, different names, but the voices sound the same. I'm not trying to hear any of that right now. This line is actually much more literal than it is metaphorical. I literally wrote this inspired by this concept that I came up with. In my place of work, there was a time where there were so many people working that had very similar sounding voices. And if one of them was to holler at me from around the corner and I couldn't see them, I would not be able to tell you who it was because it could have been one of like 3, 4, maybe even 5 people. I don't want to be okay, only up, up, and away, but while I'm down. Okay, and this part is kind of concerning, the way it's written in retrospect. I can't remember exactly why I wrote it, but the way I would interpret it now, it's much more literal, not metaphorical for something extremely dark. More like I'd just rather be somewhere that's not here. You know, I'd rather be in a place where things are like any way but how they are.
Or another way of thinking about it, hi, Olin from the future here, would be I don't want things to just be okay. I want them to be like if okay is right here, I want things to be up here. You know what I mean? Like striving for excellence. You know, people are settling for just okay. I'm not the type of person that does that. I don't do things for the deliberate sake of just simply doing them, you know?
But while I'm still in this mess, and then it goes right into the chorus. I don't got the nerve to say I've got nowhere to go. And I forgot the words to say when I've lost each glare of hope. You want to give me a hand, I'm too proud to give you a chance. I've got no directions for the road, so if you find me a way home, please let me know. It's this wild internal battle, like toxic relationship-esque, sort of situationship-esque type of lyrics, where you're battling between being too afraid to ask for help because you know if you do, it's probably going to find its way back around and bite you in the ass. Especially when you're dealing with somebody that has a track record of expressing that everything they do is out of their own self-interest. Asking for help from somebody like that finds its way to take more out of you than it actually did, pours into you. You're always telling us to use our voices just to let us know you haven't been listening. You never cared about our base, so you destroyed it and wonder why we stormed the Capitol building. Yeah, I'm not proud of that. I'll be honest, it did not age well. In the heat of the moment, my intentions with that line were like, well, chaos is running rampant. You're telling lies about people, deliberately gaslighting and virtue signaling everybody, and you expect them not to retaliate when you give them a prime opportunity, or when somebody gives them a prime opportunity to do so. Everything that was happening there was just, it was all a recipe for disaster, and oh my goodness. In retrospect, I cringe at the fact that I let myself be so absorbed by it. School sucks and so does life, so why pay for organized chaos when I know it ends disastrously? When you spend enough time being told that everything you know to be true is really just a figment of your imagination, you begin to not want to buy into anything because you begin to believe that there's nobody out there that is at the ready and willing to tell you the truth. You shut me when I decide to open up and my pain. That's how I know that everyone's out to get me. This raging paranoia somehow needs to be justified internally, so you create reasons why you keep yourself isolated from everyone else. Which is fairly ironic considering this song was written in a time where everyone was already isolated. And so, yeah, that's all the parts of this song. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of this because honestly, my views have changed, evolved, and/or matured over time. But again, this is my brother's favorite song, so I thought I'd talk about it to honor him on his birthday. Happy birthday, brother. Anyways, yeah, let's see these lyrics.